It should be better now. I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Hopefully it fixed. All right. Hopefully this no move. This is such a random live. Like, mama tell you, I didn't even say mama cute up myself. If you don't see food in my braces, I just don't eat too patty. All this can stable. Oh, in a hot, so let me turn on the AC real quick. I'll turn it off in a minute. Should I get the mic, you know? This now. How are we? How are we now? You guys let me know. I know I fixed the camera, but how is the audio? And so we're gonna have a conversation, man. It's a long time I don't go live. In your hat, man. It's a long time I don't go live, so I say make I go live since I'm not doing nothing else tonight. Have a conversation. First, see how you guys are doing. Have a conversation. We could talk. Cause let me tell you, you see, a lot of people would tell me say bad mind people that Jamaica, but you see, because me not dwell on bad mind, I'm not really dwell on negativity. If you come with me with your negative energy, it's like I'm gonna just say, oh, okay, and push you one side. You know, I'm not gonna necessarily dwell on it. But it's like me now start this channel for share my journey, for share my journey returning home. I'm gonna say bad mind will pop up. Bad mind and negativity will pop up from every angle, and the worst part is bad mind from fellow Jamaicans. Worst of it all, it's bad mind from Jamaicans who are living in Jamaica. Guys, bad mind from Jamaicans who are living in Jamaica. Like, it is crazy. But we're gonna talk about it. Hey Lorenzo, how is the audio and them things? This is the AC remote, and let me show you guys the AC for my non-Jamaicans or people who have never visited somewhere that have this AC. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to use the AC remote, because my sister JPS is not going to hold me. Somebody, they said if I put it, if anybody who is watching and know this, please let me know how do I save energy on this here remote, on this AC. Somebody had told me if I put it on eco gear, whenever the temperature get to how I want it, to tap it on eco gear, and it will conserve energy. If anybody else know any tips on how I can conserve energy, please let me know. We have 19 people in here. Big up on yourself. As you guys come in, hit the like button. I see Lawrence in the building. I see Warren in the building. On big up on yourself. I'm gonna assume that the audio is good. Please, y'all, pardon my appearance. I just go get my hair done, and all the girls with forehead, oh no, once we get our hair done, our forehead stand up. Our forehead is like, this is our time to shine. So my forehead is literally shining today. I must say, I was taking a nap, and for those of y'all, I have two channels, right? My main channel is straight. It's so controversial. Like, I get a lot of like negative comments all the time. So when I'm over there, I hardly even check the comments. I run through the comments because I like to engage with the audience, but sometimes I don't even check the comments. I see a negative comments. I see they call me pick me a lot over there. I see a pick me comments, and I just say, oh, okay, I move on to the next. Now this channel, now this is my fun lifestyle. Oh my gosh, I moved to Jamaica. How exciting! You know, like showing non-Jamaicans what Jamaica is about, and showing Jamaicans who are abroad, like, look, remember home, remember when we used to go yesterday, remember when we used to do this, remember banjos, remember sock, remember, right? It's all energy over here. It's all vibes over here. But y'all, when I see negative comments over here, I am like, what is it? Come on now. And as I said, majority of the negative comments that I get over here is from Jamaicans themselves. And I said, like, is it really that deep? And how far in the programming are you to be this passionate? Let me choose my words carefully. This passionate about somebody who moved back home. One girl asked me if my bank robbed me yet. Another one I said, oh, you careful. Healthcare, like I said, healthcare America is great. So this other person on TikTok talk about, oh, when I did first post a video, This person on TikTok said, oh, you give it 10, you are going to be miserable soon. And I'm like, what? And as I said, this is coming from Jamaicans. Coming from Jamaicans. The video I did showing rent. As I said multiple times in that video, say it's affordable for Jamaicans who are making Jamaican currency. I never said that. But when you compare the rent in America to the rent where them have at Jamaica, it can be a little bit more affordable. Lord of His mercy, that takes me to tell somebody about their mother. And I'm like, why are you so passionate? So passionate about me choosing to return to Jamaica and spending 18 years in another country that I said, you know what? Ratings to America, but this is not it for me. It might have been it for my parents. It might have been it for my uncle and auntie and all those people, but it's not it for me. Let me see if I can go back home. I'm not begging nobody for sponsor me down here. I'm not catching with nobody. I've shared that story before. I almost catch with people, and the grace of God take me out of that situation. I'm not catching with nobody. I'm not putting anybody at an inconvenience. You see, me and my Uber app. Me and my Uber app are best friend. Okay, if I can't take a Uber there, I don't go. I do. From I come here, y'all, from I come here, I can count on one finger how much time I beg somebody for a ride. Two finger, 3 finger. Cause my airport pick up, when me did I go pick up my couch, and when me did I buy my bed. And at all 3 instances, I did 2 people. I'm intentional. I don't like SpongeBob people. It's 23 people in here. Hit the like button. I don't like sponging on people. I don't like begging people for nothing. I don't like catching at nobody's yard for too long. I like my own space. And if me can say, you know what? I max it out for myself. And I pick up myself and I move back home. My girl wanna know me from Adams at all, but if them rob me yet. People who don't know me a day in their life talking about, oh, in a couple months I'm going to be miserable. You don't know what brings me joy. You do not know what brings me happiness. You do not know how miserable I was in America. But you are going to wish misery on me for the simple fact that I moved back to Jamaica. Like, say me put out your mother for move back home. Like, it is wild to me. And as I said earlier, people would always like talk about bad mind. I don't want to talk too loud because I don't know how thing them while it is. People would always talk about how like Jamaicans in America would always say, oh, bad mind people that are Jamaican, that's why them not go back to Jamaica, because that's why them not build no house in Jamaica, them not build pan a family lot, which, don't get me wrong, building on a family land, I would not recommend. Doing business with friends and family as a foreigner, doing business with friends and family in Jamaica, I would not recommend. I'm gonna tell you, people are gonna look on you like oh, price goes come home, my foreigner come home with money to spend. I would not recommend. If you're moving, even if you're not from Jamaica, if you're moving anywhere, I would recommend to have your own, stock up your own. You, your spouse, your picnic them, whoever you're moving with, wanna do it on your own. Don't come to nowhere thinking say you're gonna depend on nobody, and it goes vice versa. You going up to America, you are runway to America, and you think say you're gonna live with family. For how long you think the family ever put you up before them start charging? I wasn't even here for a solid month yet when I say bill. We won't even go into that discussion. We won't even go there. Nobody beats you down more than your own. It's so sad. I'm not paying them any my real talk. Pick up yourself. It is so sad. D1 Forever is good to see you in here, Lone Wolf. Malcolm, big up yourself. Don't live close to family. Don't live close to Mama tell you that let me tell you, do your thing your own. Don't sponge pan over. It's if you're moving back to Jamaica and you say, oh, you know, I will move in with a friend, I will move in with a family while I save. Or if you're moving to America and you say, oh, I'm gonna move in with a friend, I'm gonna move in with a family while I save. Make sure you have your end date. Make sure you say, I'm gonna stay here for 30 days. No, not 31 days, not 30 days and a half, not 30 days and a quarter, 30 days. And make sure you say, come out. If you can come out at the 29 days, come out at the 29 days, because people start treating you differently. Okay? People will have some expectations of you as a way where that come from. But this is not the point of this video. My title is Jamaica is just so poor because one girl in the comment section, I've seen her in the comment section before. Not in a minute. Okay, Not even a second later, I was just saying how much I don't like sponging on people. But I see this girl in the comment section when I did post one earlier video. I don't even remember. I think it was a video when I was saying I moved to the vlog that I put together, showing my moving, like my process of moving, selling my car and all them things there. So she comments on the video, says something about basically saying America is better. People don't go to bed hungry in America. Someone said, which part of America you come from? She was like, oh, with the dollar store and McDonald's and those places, it is impossible to go to bed hungry in America. And you see, what I've been noticing, the people them who've never even stepped foot in America, who have never lived in America, and who worst of all has never paid bills in America, thinks that America is this great, awesome place with milk and honey, and you walk outside and money just a blow, so money just a drop down, so money just everywhere. So I remember one time, this time when they first move up to Florida, my father tell this story. I guess he was, in hindsight, I guess he was just trying to tell us what to expect. But he was saying how this man come up from Jamaica, him come to Florida from Jamaica, and then as him step out of the airport, so money blow past him. You know, sometimes like $1 or something blow past him, and him calling people them in Jamaica and say, yes, money they here. Money just a blow past, we find money a road, money. And that's how a lot of Jamaicans be thinking America is like. So when my girl talk about that people not go to bed hungry at America because they have the dollar store. First of all, you need $1 for going to the dollar store. You think that you can go in at $1? You need $1.25. I stand corrected. $1.25, and how much of the tax, whatever the taxes are for going to the dollar store. You think that you can walk in at the dollar store in America with 124 cents, $1.24, pardon me. $1.24, and I'm gonna say, oh yeah, see here. I was at the hairdresser today, hence why my forehead has shine. As I said earlier, when you do, as a big forehead girl, when we just do my hair, forehead say, yes, it's my turn to shine. So it's like a shine for the next 2 to 3 days. Go on easy. I'm at the hairdresser today, and the lady said, one thing she noticed with foreign, fruits not grow up on the tree. I'm gonna say, ma'am, in my 18 years living in America, I can count on one and how much time me randomly walk a road and see a tree with fruits bearing where you can pick. Just the only place you might find that is in Florida, and you're not gonna find that also the road. You're gonna find that in people their backyard, and you dare to go into their backyard and go pick their mango. Meanwhile, good you're talking about also people not go bed hungry. People not go bed hungry or foreign, and you know much mango tree and apple tree and all kind of fruit tree. If you just kindly just walk down the road, my hairdresser sent me one place go down a Spanish town. She said when I have time if I go down a Spanish town just to see how much apple tree them bear. Imagine me I go all the way a Spanish town just to look at apple tree. But it's true though, and it's like the brainwashing, the programming that a lot of Jamaicans who have never traveled, and I emphasize have never paid bills of foreign before. Because one thing, when you travel go foreign, you're up on a little 2-week vacation, you know, your cousin put you up and your auntie put you up, and them drive you everywhere, and they're taking you to the mall, and they're taking you to Chick-fil-A, and they're taking you to McDonald's, and they're taking you everywhere, and you don't even have to swipe your card. Everywhere they're taking you, and this food, and oh my gosh, all these foods so cheap. You look on the price of the food, and you say, oh my gosh, $15? $15? You I think it's 15 Jamaican dollars, you know? But when you do the math, it's $15 for one piece of sandwich, not including the drinks and fries. Because you did it for a week or two, by the time art life start lick you, at time people come at your house. So you're thinking, oh yeah, America is just this great place. And then brainwash and program a lot of people. But I'm surprised to see how much people bad mind. Somebody them don't even, I wouldn't even use the term bad mind. And 9 likes we have. We have 9 likes. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button. I wouldn't even use the term bad mind. I would just use the, I don't even know what to use. Help me out with the word, chat. Because I wouldn't say they're bad mind. I would say it comes from a place of they have to stay in the narrative that America is so much better, and they have to stick with that narrative. And if they see somebody else saying something different, then it goes against their programming. So then they get triggered, because it's kind of like say, everybody have to believe what I think. confirmation bias. Yeah, everybody have to believe what I think. And if I see one person who don't believe what I think, then it goes against my programming. So then it gonna cause me to have to question things and then question everything else. And they're not what the word woman want mature enough to step outside of the box and self-reflect and start questioning things. That's why people go so hard. No offense to nobody, but that's why people go so hard with religion. When you see somebody, or politics, when you see somebody of another religion or another political opinion than you, and you find yourself, you get triggered. When you get triggered for, just respect the other person's opinion and move forward. When you get triggered for, when you get, if you need confidence in your decision, if you need confidence in your mindset and your program, you will not get triggered if somebody else think differently. So me, I come to you and I say, oh, you know, say, me never really did like living in America, or I find more opportunities when I move back to Jamaica. I do have for hungry when I live in Jamaica. Why is that trigger you for? Big up yourself, American first, right? From big up yourself, keep your content. You look great in Jamaica. Big up yourself, thank you. I'ma just wake up. If you look too good, you might see my turn on my eye. Big up yourself. Thank you. This is my first super chat on this channel. If you guys notice, this channel is now monetized. So great things coming from the channel. There's a non-profit that I'm working on that I'm going to use the monetization from this channel to finance. There's just a lot of things, and as the time goes, as we solidify the information, I will share it with you guys. But shout out to you. Thank you so much for watching the videos, hitting the like button, hitting the share button. All these things we're now monetized, so we can do great things. I'll share the non-profit once I cross my T's and dot the I's. I'll share more information on that non-profit. But yes, if me say, okay, you know what, I think big up yourself, Jamaica, long time ago see you, big up yourself. Thank you. The second one, shout out to you. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay positive. I'm gonna try to stay positive because, as I said, this is more like a positive channel. Those of y'all who come in from my main channel, you guys know how they can get over there. I don't want to bring that energy over, especially since this channel I'm looking into, like, you know, oh, it's not only being back in Jamaica, but it's also contributing to the economy and helping out, you know, like helping out the kids and the students and those things down here. So it's like it's going to be, I know negativity gonna come, I know hate won't come, but it's blowing my mind because, as I said, I used to always dismiss people who would tell me, say, bad mind people, they are Jamaica. And you know, people at Jamaica, them go want put you down, them go want bring you down. And I always say, like, there's bad mind people everywhere, which is true, and there's people who's gonna want to bring you down everywhere. But in seeing me, all me I do, I drink coconut water. All me I do, I drink my coconut water and I look on a view and say, oh my gosh, how much time I show no a view? How much time I point and say, oh my gosh, guys, look over there, look at that mountain over there. That's all me I do, you know, since I've been here almost 2 months now. All I've been doing is drinking my coconut water and pointing on views. And this is the people at top, what's give it a couple months, you're going to be miserable. Give it a couple months, you're going to be miserable. Like, what's wrong with you? So the girl at top, what's have they robbed you yet? What is wrong with you? Let me tell you. Only one time I got robbed in my life. And you know where I got robbed? Miami. I will never forget. Miami, them robbed me. Okay? I'm still pissed about it. I'm still upset because the officer did not do his job correctly, so we can't catch the people. Them all of them never really thief nothing like of value. But people act like say only Jamaica alone them rob you. People act like say only Jamaica alone them kidnap you. Them I put focus on it because story them. The news spread it, because story them, and because little people them, the millions, they're so easily influenced. And as I said, they're programmed to think that Jamaica, everywhere else is better than Jamaica. Everywhere else is better than Jamaica. So me come on and say, oh my gosh, Jamaica nice. I say Island Pathway near. Island Pathway said she find a house at Clarendon for $200. Like, what? Me I try to find a way of a reach over to Clarendon in the next few weeks. So me can look on them also over there. Like, if people overseas can set to, and here's my thing, and as I said, we were having this conversation in my hairdresser today. If people overseas can tell you guys who have never stepped foot on an airplane yet, and we who live over there for years, I say, listen, America is not as great as you think it is, you know. Like, ease yourself. Like, don't try to run down America, because when you reach over there, there's a high possibility you're about. Not said there are no Jamaicans who have migrated and who genuinely enjoy Jamaica. I'm not saying that those people don't exist. However, majority of people, do your own research. Step outside of your box and do your own research. Get on TikTok. When I was thinking of moving, you know how the algorithm work. I watched one video. It was a guy, a British guy, light skinned guy. I think he named Marvin or something like that. If you guys know, you know. And he was sharing his story. And you know how the algorithm work. You watch one person while talk about the story, then you see so many popping up, so many popping up. I remember this is before I sit down and seriously consider moving. The thought was in my brain, but man, I said, I want to pack up my life. I've been here for 18 years. Marcus, yes, Malcolm. So you know who I'm talking about. I would say, like, how am I going to just pack up my life, come and move to Jamaica? Like, I can't do that. So, but, you watch one video and you say, the thought is, I want to listen to people. And I said, no, really, I can relate. When they're talking about how they feel being overseas, when they talk about how they feel being in America, he was in London, being in Canada, being any, and I said, I feel that same way. That's exactly how I'm feeling right now. And when he come and he moves to Jamaica and he feels so much better, and I say, so people who have never left Jamaica, but all you're hearing is America is this great place, America is this great place, and you have so many people who left and went to America and they say, America feels good, and I say America is just all this terrible place and there's nothing great about it, and if you got there you're gonna suffer. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is not as great as people want us to believe. It's not as great as they brainwash us and thinking, say, oh, you must go foreign. If you go foreign, then that is your ticket to the promised land. And if people who are over there and actually experiencing it and can say, hey, yeah, it's not great, but then you're going to turn around and say, oh, nothing, going to say, you never been there, you never yet pay a bill, you never yet pay a... And the other day I was telling my cousin about renter's insurance, and she said, wait, what? I'm going to say, yeah, renter's insurance. She said, what that? Listen, let me see what the chat's. I want to pick up on yourself. If you guys haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button. Graham said, too many business opportunities in Jamaica right now. The locals have a hard time seeing them. A returning residents is, and let me tell you, see when your brain gets stuck in this mindset of there's no opportunities, what are you going to see? No opportunities. Here's a perfect example. If I tell you to not think about a pink elephant, that's the first thing you think about is a pink elephant. Whatever you think about in your brain, I say your mind works, and if you think that there's no opportunities, the only thing you're gonna say is a lack of opportunities. That's it. So like, I can't even get mad at them, I can't even feel with my message. If you don't want having a mind like that and say there's no opportunities, listen, I'm not losing sleep at night. If you don't want it, there's no opportunities, don't think there's no opportunities. But you come on my page now for which somebody who you do not know from a can of paint, you do not know me from Adams, and you have to come on my page and talk about us, say you wish me misery. Why? Because I drink coconut water and I look on the views. As I tell you, say I've been here, what date is it? I've been in Jamaica 4 days shy of 2 months, and all I do I look on mountain views. All I do I hike Mountain Spring and look on views and drink some coconut water. I cannot pass a coconut man and not buy some water from him. And because I'm doing that, yeah, what would they have said if I was living in luxury? What would they have said if I came down here and just a floss and a show off? And what would they have said if me drinking coconut water bother you so much? Suppose me did a flash money. Suppose I had money to flash. What would I say? Jeez and peas. Jeez and peas. And the worst part is I'm very, very transparent about why I moved here. How I sit down and I max it out. If you guys don't know, check out the vlog. From day one, the day I was packing up my apartment is the day I sit down and I said, I want to move. I max it out, and then I started recording my journey throughout, and I show you guys everything I had to do. Show you guys me selling my car, selling my furniture when the woman come for the couch, and me and the woman I walk down the hallway, I struggle with the couch. Rita said, just discover your channel today. Don't let them get under your skin. Jealousy. It's jealousy, it's jealousy. It's a geek off thing. They just mad because they can't do what you do. And you see, like the thing is, and I don't even think that they're just mad because I can't do what they can do what I did. I think they're more mad because I'm proving that there are opportunities in Jamaica. if you look for them. I'm proving that, hey, the grass is greener where you water it. I'm proving that America is not as great as people think it is. And as I said, I'm going against their programming. They were programmed to think that America is this land of wood and water, this great honey. As the man will come out of the airport and see money and see money I blow in front time, and him call him family, oh my gosh, money there America. And if I'm telling them, say, oh wait, no, and that was a one-time thing, okay? That was me find money I road more in Jamaica than I find money in America. That's another topic. Me remember all walking from school and you look down and you see a $5, you see a $10, you see a $20. Because coins easier to last than paper money. And in America them have the coins but the 25 cents and them something that, and them so teeny. Them so teeny. Listen, if anybody in America on this live stream, is that your experience? To me, find money around more at Jamaica than I find it in America. Big up on yourself. Thank you guys so much for being in here. If you haven't already, hit the like button. Alan Pathway said I live upstate New York. I just was in Jamaica last week. I miss it so much. Jamaica have this peace to it. Okay, Jamaica have this calmness to it. They say, I'm not saying I have the terribleness, because customer service in Jamaica is a conversation we need to talk about. It's like, what is going on? What is going on there with customer service? It's like, I got Island Grill. I almost asked one of my manager. I got Island Grill and we order. And I order, and the person who I was with ordered the jerk burger, and the lady, like, them ordered the jerk burger, and the lady got silent. And we were like, hello, and she was like, I'm checking on the burger. I was like, could you have communicated that, hey, give me 1 minute, let me go check if they have any. I'm checking on the burger. When we reached the window, I think that one kidney we asked the woman for when we answer her for napkin. She give me the food, she never give me a drink. And we have to sit down there, blow the horn and knock on the window, hello, can I get the drink? She give me the drink, and I said, can I get a straw? She give me the straw, can I get napkins? And she act like, I almost asked for the woman manager, but then again, she could have all well and be the manager. So I'm not saying that there aren't things down here that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's, and even up to today, me and Digistella argue. Up to today, me and Digistella argue. I'm not saying that there aren't things that's just will give a headache. However, like, come on, let's be real. It is not as terrible as they would want us to believe. We have 59 people in here. Big up on the stuff. I think this is the most I've ever had in a live stream on this channel. Y'all hit the like button if you haven't already. Lisa said, I moved to the USA in 2013, work at JFK, etc. I moved right back to JA. I couldn't do it, and I've been so happy. And that's the thing, Lacey. I think I'm saying it right, Lacey. That's the thing. You see, you will share your story, and it will get people upset. People who have never been to America, people who have never paid a bill. You see, bill paying in America is a different thing, you know. Bill paying in America is different. Granted, this is my first time paying bills, like major bills in Jamaica, because I left Jamaica when I was 15. You know, the only bills I did have are the bills like I wanted, right? Bills in America, as I say, when the girl comments and talk about, oh, say, young lady, let me set you straight. The healthcare in Jamaica is awful, and the healthcare in this time, wait until healthcare. Right before I moved, I went to the doctor, and the doctor man looked at me, right? The doctor man looked at me and write a prescription. Couple weeks after, y'all best believe I got a bill for $200. So I called them and I said, this must be a mistake. Granted, I do have health insurance. I called them and said, wait, this must be a mistake. I got a bill for my visit X and X days ago, and it's saying $200. But he didn't run any tests or anything like that. He just looked at me and write the prescription. The man said, yeah, when he's, so I'm saying, him charged me $200 for write a prescription. The man said, yeah. I said, okay. I just hang up the phone, because what I'm going to have to pay it anyways, right? What am I arguing with them for? But let Jamaicans say it. Oh, the healthcare system in Jamaica is a... Wait, I won't even go to America if America is so great. Go experience America if America is so great. Go. One of my Uber driver did that tell me about all the opportunities that's in America. So what opportunities can you list? If you come with your receipts, I'm gonna hear you out. You know, if me and you have a conversation, you come with your receipts and your evidence and you can prove it and you can back it up, make an area out. So when you said the opportunities in America is so much greater, what opportunities? Am I talk about to go back to school? The how much in debt of student loans that we have. Am I talk about job opportunities? master's degree, I get job $15 an hour. You go school and you stack up all your education and then something you can't even pay off your student loan. Somebody when we didn't know, she have one, must be $90,000 in a student loan and I make 60K a year. So, but the schooling is so great. More access to credit cards. The thing is, the opportunities, and as I said, I don't want this to come off as I'm bashing America. It is just facts. It is just what it is. The opportunities that a lot of Jamaicans think that they have in America is to get in debt. America give you a lot more opportunities to get in debt. And you see when they push you in a debt, when they hold you in a debt, that is how they control you. But that is a story for a different day. The air is so bad here. The food is oh, we can't talk about the food. The food is not nice. All you do is work and pay bills. And as I said, I went to Island Grill, which is considered fast food. You know, we went to Island Grill drive-through. Big rice and peas, callaloo rice. Callaloo rice and brown stew chicken with steamed vegetables and plantains. It's fast food. Excuse me now. What you can get? The best thing you can get, the closest thing to that is Polar Tropical. Anybody from up north, if you guys have anything closest, where you can get some nice rice and peas and chicken and baked chicken and mashed potatoes and in a drive-through, point it out. As I said, the food. Man, tell you something, man, and as I'll say over and over, Classic Empress, big up yourself. Simone, big up yourself. Thank you for being in here. Yes, I'm live. This is my first live in a minute. Let me tell you, as I said, I'm not saying oh, America is this awful place and Jamaica is just the best place, and if you come to Jamaica, you're like stress-free and them things. All I'm saying is 6 and 1/2 dozen is another. All right, 6 1/2 dozen, and to see people who you can tell them I've never stepped foot in America. You can we see them in our comment section. One girl on top of us said, "Oh, USA has 50 states." You should know better than that to say you can never find a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, fully furnished for $1,000. I kindly said, show me the receipts. Drop the link where we can find a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, fully furnished, with things included, for $1,000 in America. I am patiently waiting. I'll know she can't answer. She did quick for answer and say, oh, I am incorrect. But I'll know you can't tell me. Show, as I'm saying, I'm not here to debate nobody or nothing. Just show me the receipt. Once you come with your receipt, I will gladly stand corrected. Come with your receipt and I will be like, oh, okay. No, man, I'm okay with Simone. I'm just pointing out what I've been observing, and it's been blowing my mind. As I said, people would always say, Mr. Bad Mind people that Jamaica, and I would always say, oh, you know, you are what you attract. You're still a bad mind. But me just a 9 business, I drink my Coke and my water, and bad mind people approach me. I'm like, what? But they say, the thing is, I've gotten practice with the block button. When they say hi, this user from my channel, so them will that I talk and I comment, all they want, nobody never can see their comment. People are so hateful. People from everywhere are so hateful. I blame the ones that go back on vacay and portray a fake lifestyle. Real talk. I'm glad you said that. Let me sip more water. I see Lala in the building. Pick up yourself. Real. I remember I would have family members who would be in America, and all I talk to them, and you know them, I say, oh, America is them, you know them I live and to mouth them hard. This is when I was living in Jamaica, you know, as a child, and you know, you as a child, you see, you translate what you see, right? You can't read into things or not. So, but then on the phone, they will say, oh yeah, Jamaica hard, them not have no money for send them this, them that. But when them come Jamaica, nails done here, them smell good, them pack barrel, them put the peanuts in there, you know, the peanut plant, what the peanut man name? The man, you know the man who may call a peanut. You can't come to Jamaica and not bring the peanut and the Irish soap. And them things. And as a child, I would always sit down and I try max it out, and I said, so always life so hard in America, but your nails always, like, you always smell good when you come, you step, you tighty when you step. As real, who said that? Real talk. As Real Talk had said, I blame the ones who want to put on and act as though life is just so much better, and they're living in luxury down there, and when them come, them want iPad, them auntie, them want iPad, them sister, them want iPad, them cousin, them want iPad, everybody. And when anybody at Jamaica call them and beg them can't say no, because them just have to prove, say, I have it. You know, people at Jamaica, them don't hear from Adams can call them and beg them anything and them have to prove to them. When them come at Jamaica and them go look for people at country, them I saw them just like give them money. Listen, we take serious things to make joke over here, right? Because nothing is ever that serious. Classic Empress, get what I'm saying? I saw them just like give them money, so like them name Oprah. You get some money, you get some money, you get some. And I saw them all walk and them all walk down the lane and them come on, everybody see them and them want everybody smell them. Them look so good. But you see when them there in America, them can't afford not a nail. Them the money what them take for do them nails and them toe and them here for go Jamaica have credit and put it pan. Credit and put it pan. So I honestly cannot blame the ones in Jamaica who can say, oh, things must have gone off foreign because as soon as she go foreign, she can afford to do this and she can afford to do that. You ever take serious things like joke, but people who will be honest, people who will say like, listen, on a site work, I'm telling you, they do not want to listen. I was talking to my as I said, the conversation was we were having in the hairdresser today. And I said there is this returning resident. Well, she's not really returning, but she's been here for an extended period of time. I want to say she live in LA, and she's Jamaican and she came to visit. And she's like me when she come out. You see when me I travel, nothing no do. Eyebrow no do, ear no do, nails no do, nothing no do, because it's very much cheaper in Jamaica. So I go come Jamaica, come do it, and two me not stomp on nobody. If I wouldn't do my nails when I'm living in Dallas, why would I do my nails just, especially if I go come to Jamaica for look for family? But the woman, I said to my hairdresser, like she was basically sharing and saying what I was saying, and then there was this other stylist in the salon, and she was like, oh, anybody who they America and not make it a lazy, them lazy. I must say, it's not necessarily lazy, them lazy, no, but because there's a dollar is a dollar. So you make $1 in America, the bills cost $1 in America. You make $1 in Jamaica, the bills cost $1 in Jamaica. But a lot of Jamaicans thinking that you making $1 in America and you paying Jamaican types a bill. $1 is $1. And I said, I don't understand why Jamaicans don't listen to when people who have been there, done that is saying, hey, it's not a bed of roses as we were programmed to think. It's not as great as we were programmed to think. And as my hairdresser rightly said, they think that we are trying to badmind them and hold them down. We who have been there, done that, saying, hey, it's not as great. Warn yourself. You know, we've been there, done that. In their head, they're thinking that, oh, a bad man. Why would we bad? What is there to badmine? If we have been there, done that, something that you would want to also do. And we saying, here's the honest truth about it. I've lived through it. Prepare yourself. Oh, you have to take that as bad minding. But as my hairdresser rightly said, I think so we are bad mind them. Go figure it out yourself. As I said to every negative comments who saying, oh, Jamaica is, pardon me, who's saying America is great and America is this and America, and the girl who said people don't go to bed hungry in America. People don't go to bed. Go there and figure it. Go there then. Go there, and not only go there on a trip or not only go there to visit family, go there to pay bills. As I said, I was telling my cousin the other day about renter's insurance, and she said, what is that? What is renter's insurance? $10, at least $10 a month. I see them raise it the other day. I just kindly skip off of that email. $10 a month you have to pay in a renter's insurance. What is that? The simple fact that with AT&T needed have to pay them $10 a month for the modem. I cannot have the internet without the modem. So why am I paying you $10 a month for the modem? Basically I'm paying you to use the equipment to get the service. Like little things like that, man. I say bills America will me not say bills in other Jamaica, me not say bills in other Jamaica. Bills in America, listen, Jam Africa TV said I've been here since '86 after I left high school and I'm about to leave for Jamaica. America is like a big slave plantation. I'm telling you. And for you to even admit it, because you know what I think is a lot of people who they were so excited to go foreign, and like because they were flossing. Not saying necessarily you, but I'm just saying there are a lot of people who are like, they were so excited to go foreign. It's like them feel kind of ashamed for say, oh, I was wrong. Me not afraid for say I was wrong, because I'm in one or two things. Either I'm going to continue on the wrong path, or I'm going to admit that I was wrong and just start going on the right path. But I feel like a lot of people just so ashamed to say I was wrong. That's why them have to put on. That's why them have to get them nails done and them ear done and all these things done. When them come back to Jamaica for kind of for overcompensate, for trying to prove say, look, I wasn't wrong. If you were wrong, you were wrong. I would Jam African TV, I would recommend that you find like a land, you build your little house or build something where you can build, and you just come down and be comfortable in your little land. Because as you said, it's like a big slave plantation. It is like a big, at least, well, I don't know what to say. At least in Jamaica you can, at least you can go river. They might charge for the beach, but at least you can find a river or two. If you're hungry, here's a story I wanted to tell. It was a pay for TV license. A lot of his mercy, share. What you saying? Pay for TV license. Them find a bill for everything. Them find a bill for everything. Come pay bills, the price of eggs, gas, and basic necessity. You can't go shop and beg. Trust me to. First of all, your neighbors won't even say good morning to you, much less trust you to egg and bread. But say, I would pass this man that live in my building when I was in Dallas. I would pass this man every morning 7:30. You think this man ever look up one time and say good morning to me? You think them not gonna say good morning to you, much less we go beg them because sugar and bread. Going to the story that I was telling, so with somebody, a few people, if you haven't already, hit the like button. You don't know when I eat mango, right? I white up mango. If you ever see any of my video when I eat the mango, I white up the mango. And one of my cousins who live in a country, he commented on the video and he was like, we have more mango yard, you know? the mango they done, we have more mango yard. And you know, it's laugh and it's joking and you know, yeah, whatever. But I really sat back and I thought about it and I said, you know, say if I'm hungry, I'm gonna have nothing else for eat, I'm gonna have no money. All what I have to do is call my cousin and say, hey, bring me a box of mango. I don't even have to tell him so I'm hungry. I don't even have to tell him the situation I'm in. Just bring me a box of mango and it not cost him no money because he might come Kingston anyways. And I like say I take money from him for feed myself. When you're in America and you're hungry, somebody have to go look for you and sorry for you and take money out of feed them pocket for feed you. Or you have to go to government. Oh, and this misconception say food stamps just a give us up. No, we won't talk about it. Going back to the mango situation, the simple fact that it wouldn't take enough. Me and my cousin we sit down under the mango tree, we stood under the shade, and we just hear boof, bam, one mango drop. And pick it up, wash it off, and I saw we just eat mango. Just like that. Just like that. As we say in America, fruit don't grow on tree like that. Fruit don't grow on tree. It's a situation where it's just like, I will repeat and I will repeat and I will repeat. And then say like it's not. I'm not saying that Jamaica don't have its problems. I'm not saying that, you know. If you come down here, you're gonna just money are gonna grow and you know things are gonna live good and nice, life are gonna nice. But in my personal opinion, you live nicer at Jamaica. In my personal opinion, for me, and to see that I can share my experience and say, oh my gosh, yeah, I was living in America for 18 years, you know. Let me come back to Jamaica and live in Jamaica and to see me I get so much, not so much, to see I'm getting any negative. Because I'm getting more positive than negative. And this, I love this channel because I'm getting to meet people. And most of people email me and ask me things. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write out the email. Because I want everybody who wants to come get opportunity. But write out the email, like I will tell them what I did. How I switched over my career and how I was able to get a job online. I will tell them, all you have to do is just shoot me an email. And I will sit down and type out the email. But for see me I do this and for see people who don't know me from Adams that talk about oh say, oh, you could be miserable soon. Oh, them rob you yet. Oh. Why they hate Jamaica so much? Why do you think Jamaica is such a horrible place when you've never been anywhere? You have never been anywhere else, but you think Jamaica is this horrible place. Them things that the grass green up on the other side. There's this quote. Who remember the quote? Who remember the quote when them say something until you reach there, something like that. A country code. The air soon tax too much CO2 emission and greenhouse gases depleting the ozone layer, everything going to tax over there. Listen, things that's happening in America when it comes to politics and them stuff there. That is another reason to mess up. Really, I really want to run go over there. Hey, if I will never discourage anybody. All I can do is share my story, share my experience, and if you want to take it, you take it. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. It's your life you have to live anyways. Yeah, you have to deal with whatever results you come out with. Anyways, who am I to tell you for not do something? I do not know you from a can of paint. I do not know you. All I can do is tell you what I did, and if you choose to take the path I take, then take it. If you don't, good luck. Like, I think everyone in Jamaica should travel at least listen and see what the real American is. Listen, I think I would even add to that. Okay, I would add to that. I say everybody in Jamaica should travel at least once and pay bills. Travel and pay bills. When I talk to stay with no system, when I talk to stay with no aunt, travel overseas at least once and pay bills, and you're gonna see what the real you're gonna see what the real America is. Big up yourself, Kimberly. So my husband is Jamaican and he just talking about this. He came up only 2 years ago, and I feel so bad because it's not just the price of living, but it's all the rules and not just having true freedom where you can sit on the corner shop. You walk down the road. No matter how much time, hours and night or something I keep. Something is keeping messages and peace. Them people don't even sleep. Music I play. Something I keep. Parties, something. Even if it's them just sitting down playing dominoes, something I keep. So if you stress out, you in your house, you stress out and you say, you know, I just want somebody for talk, I just want human contact, I just want to hang out with somebody. All you have to do is just find a corner. Find a corner. These people do not sleep. May I tell you, say any hours a night, and that is great way to de-stress. You know, you don't have to sit down and tell nobody your problem, but you are gonna walk somewhere and you can find a group of men who are play dominoes, and all you have to do is just stand up there and either watch the game or participate in the game, and just like that. So going back to Kimberly when said the true freedom, having true freedom, it's just that energy, it's just that culture, it's just that environment, right? Just that environment. People, I must say, I wish more people will see it and appreciate it and see what Jamaica is and realize that if you pour into it, then it's gonna pour back. But as we said earlier, who did say earlier, like their mind is so programmed to see no opportunities, and if you're programmed to see no opportunities, then all you're going to see is no opportunities. So then you're going to see people like me and other people who want to come back and see the opportunities and feed back into the economy and contribute to the economy. You're going to see we'll come back and you're going to get triggered because, oh, we have the opportunities and you now see opportunities, oh, because this and oh, because that's a mess. And then even the simple fact, going back to pouring into the economy, me as a returning resident, moved back to Jamaica, I am spending in the economy. I've been trying to be intentional where I buy things, making sure I buy things from people who are selling on the street side. You know, giving back to the locals, right? I would rather stop and get some banana chips from the man who was selling on the roadside and go in the store. Trying to be intentional with that. So you see me now, I do that, I can't contribute to the economy, the same economy where you live in, but you're gonna wish misery upon me. That crab in the barrel mindset. But I am grateful. As I said, I receive more positivity than negativity, so I don't want to dwell on the negativity. I have become a professional blocker, a professional hide this person from your channel. Like, them can comment all them want, but nobody else not gonna see them comment. We not deal with the negativity over here. We're just positive love and vibration. I will continue to show one of the views whenever I climb Mountain Spring. Saturday we climb Mountain Spring, and then if you guys ever go Mountain Spring, there's like a street what go off, what veer off, and we say, oh, we're gonna explore. Y'all, 2 hours later. I can laugh about it now. I was not laughing during that time. 2 hours later, I swear, I thought this was the coming of Christ. I thought that was it for me. I wish I had walked with my camera to show you. The view was nice. When I tell you the view was nice. If anybody know Spyglass, it's like this huge apartment complex them up there. They nice bad. But you see the walk up there, I don't ever have to do that ever again in my life. I will be content with never ever doing that ever again in my life. Then I talk about always great practice for Blue Mountain Peak. I guess we're not going Blue Mountain. I guess we're not going Blue Mountain Peak. But as I said, I've been receiving more positive energy than negative energy. I just had to get this off my chest, especially since I was talking about it in the hairdresser today, and then seeing the comments that I saw. I'm nice nap, you know. wake up and I see comments and I'm like, is it that serious? Is it that? When I show the furnished homes in Trelawney, this one person comments and talk about, oh, this is the same person who was like, oh, the banking system in Jamaica, have they robbed you yet? Because them take Usain Bolt money now, all of a sudden they're gonna take everybody money. As if I have the same amount of money as Usain Bolt. If they're gonna rob a little change, I'm like, oh, thank you for putting me in the same category as Usain Bolt. We can, try to achieve that, but it's not there yet. But she's like, oh, have they robbed you yet? She got comments on the video when I'm putting my couch together. Oh, you were showing furnished apartments, so why are you putting a couch together? Like, how dense do you have to be? How dense do you have to be? I mean, you're coming with this negative energy for what? Coming with this negative energy, like, it's unnecessary. Just relax, just chill. You might not enjoy Jamaica. There are people who will enjoy Jamaica. Just, it doesn't take away from your peace. So seeing somebody else choosing to enjoy the land of their birth takes away from your peace, you have a lot more issues going on. Don't forget to touch grass. Exactly. But to not big up on yourself. Thank you for watching, joining me with this live stream. I'll take a couple of years later. If you go watch the replay. So you were moving back. I just had to say because I'll be returning. So many people have been saying that they're returning. So many people have been reaching out to me saying that they're enjoying my journey because they want to return to. And I try my best to be as transparent as possible. As I said, I can't tell you how much email I write. And I try to personalize. At one point, I'm not telling like. At one point, I said, I'm gonna just copy and paste the email. What I'm sending the last person. But I've been trying to personalize the email, and a lot of people will reach out to me and say which career field they're in, and then we'll brainstorm ideas to how you can get a job online. The common theme though, I'll share it since to avoid to get more email. I would recommend doing like freelancing or some kind of independent contractor work, depending on which field you're in. It's easier for some field than others. But if you're in a field or you think you can transition to the field, I would suggest looking into it. I know project management is a field that is you can take skills from many different fields and turn them into project management. Okay, you don't necessarily have to be a project manager or have experience as a project manager to have the skills of a project manager. And that is one career field that they do a lot of independent contractor work, and you have a lot of freelance work as project manager. So if you're interested in moving back and you're in a career like what was her career field? Somebody had reached out to me and her career field was a leasing agent. She was a leasing agent, and I was telling her like those skills that you learn as a leasing agent can also be transferred as a project manager. So if you go on and you look for a company that's looking for like an independent contractor or project manager, you can nice up your resume where it will fit. So little things like that, thinking outside of the box. So not necessarily choosing looking for remote jobs or looking for online jobs, but looking for online opportunities, right? Think outside of the box. If you're really serious about moving and if you really want to take it to the next level, I would recommend that. Of course, there have being an independent contractor. Pick up yourself, man. Being an independent contractor has its pros and cons. So definitely look into that. And if it don't fit your lifestyle, not come with health insurance and them something there. But definitely look into that. I know that there are ways to supplement the things that they don't come with. Big up yourself, exposure. Some of these haters were probably big. Some of these haters they need to go seek help. I don't know. As I said, you see somebody moving back to the land of their birth, give you so much hatred in your heart. But so you just have to wish them the best, because I can only imagine what their life happened. To get to that point, I can only imagine what I had to go through. It's not an excuse. It's not taking away accountability from them. It's just observing and saying, okay, yeah, why make out my head over somebody who don't have the self-awareness to get help? You know what I'm going there? All right, y'all, I'm gonna wrap up. Do web development. I do web development, and I'm a service system admin and developer. Are there jobs for that in Jamaica? Oh, I don't even know what I wouldn't even know. But I know that there are a lot of freelance opportunity, especially as web development, it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, in Jamaica. You know, if you have a client and you can develop their website, and the other thing you say you do, service now system admin, I don't know what that is, and developer. You know, if you do like a contract, you know, like a 1099 contract, with a company, you don't necessarily have to be a Jamaican based company, you know. But again, look into that, because you know some of them have the tax law and something. Those are things to look into. That girl off light said, what freelance platforms do you? I don't even. I honestly, I would have to do more research. So I would have to do more research. It's more of like reaching out to companies, and or maybe for companies. I honestly, I really wouldn't know. I really, because I didn't go on the path of like a traditional path of doing that, right? Without sharing too much information, I didn't really take that path that a lot of people will take. But as I said, it's something to look into. All right, yeah, definitely look into that. It's a possibility. It might not work, but it might work, you know. So, and it's, in my opinion, it's easier and it's faster than to be looking for a remote job, especially since work from home jobs are, you know, they're cutting down on work from home and remote jobs. And even when the jobs are work from home and remote, a lot of them require you to be in a specific location, you know. So doing freelancing, doing like things where people contract you, like they're not in control of your location or your schedule or anything. Them hire you to do the job, you do the project, and you give it, you know. That's why it's a project manager. Or even the web development, somebody hired you to develop their website, you develop their website, and that is it. You know, they shouldn't have to business where you are. But that's just a thought. Maybe you should do a video post on the job option, man. Kuya, I think that's how you pronounce it. That would have taken too much research from my side. That would have taken too much research from my side. What I could do is collab with somebody who have that information, and maybe do a video with them. But for me, one for research it, me not research things me not interested in that. And me not tell them me not interested in that. But what I am interested in is researching somebody who is an expert. That's why I'm outsourcing now. I'm outsource. If me not an expert in something, me must can find somebody who is an expert in it. So that's an idea. I will find somebody who is an expert. If anybody know anybody who is an expert, have them reach out to me. At least I'm honest. Yes, I'm not gonna sit down and research. I'm not gonna sit down and research something I'm not interested in. Dion said, am I saying that right? Dion said, what was your career pivot? Also looking to see what remote work I can do. I've always been in project management. So I didn't necessarily pivot. The only pivot I did was going online, like going, you know, on my own. But anyways, yes, LinkedIn is a good place. LinkedIn, indeed, all of them places are a good place. But as I said, now that they're restricting a lot of at-home jobs and remote jobs, independent contracting and freelancing, it might be something to look into. That's just me though. As I said earlier, hey, that's just my opinion. This is just what works for me, right? Take it and take. But no, not take it and then next thing you say, oh, Chantel, me if you do this and no X, Y, Z. Hey, make sure it work for your lifestyle, right? Because of them say, put on down on the same look, okay? Put on down those on the same look. So do your research. There are a lot of resources out there. And as I said, if I find somebody, Island Pathway says she found her remote job on Indeed. So it's out there. If I find somebody who is an expert in that, who's an expert in explaining independent contracting, freelancing, I wouldn't say I lucked out. I wouldn't even call it luck. It was just me. It was the opportunity literally fell in my lap. The opportunity was like, hey, we're doing contracting now, right? You hello, you're no longer employee, you're a contractor. And I was like, oh, okay. So you see, I never necessarily had to do the steps that people probably gonna have to do. So that's why I'm not an expert on it. But Kuya said I'm a retired recruiter. I know how to job hunt. Yeah, that's and then on videos that I do, drop the resources, drop things in the comment section as I'm posting these videos. Even in the comment section of this one, if you guys are experts in anything, know anything, drop the resources so anybody who's interested can log on and find out. I don't do a 9 to 5. I get a project, I work on the project. If the project will take me, like, if however long the project is assigned to me and said the deadline of the project, I work on the project until I complete the project, and then I give them a project. I make sure I meet the deadline. So I work on the project on my time. So it works for me. But as I said, it was something that literally fell in my lap. It wasn't something I had to go out and search. So that's why I'm not knowledgeable on the steps that it will take. But it's something I would definitely recommend people looking into. Marvia says, Shan, ignore the negativity. It's so sad that some Jamaican keep talking negatively about Jamaica, but lives in other people's country as second. Can you imagine? Somebody was saying the houses that I showed in that video are dated, but I was like, I'd rather live in a dated house in my own country than in a mansion in somebody else's country where I'm for catch. As I said earlier, I don't like catching. I do not like catching. If I stay in nobody else for too long, my skin start crawl. If I'm in nobody's space for too long, my skin start crawl. Cause remember tell you say, there's nobody on this earth except for your mother and father who will put you up and not to be expecting nothing in return. And sometimes they might expect things in return, right? Yeah, and I learned that the hard way. I learned that the hard way. Listen, make sure you have your own. Have your own. Guys, I'm gonna wrap up. Exposer said, do you still train clients with finesse? No. Although I was thinking of starting to do group training again. But that would be down in the future once I settle in on them things there. But one-on-one training, online training, not really. Not. I would be open to doing online training again, to be honest, but not right now. Learn bookkeeping. You can be contracted for bookkeeping for small businesses. That is also true, because they say a lot of times these businesses, it's cheaper to do an independent contractor than to do a full-time employee. You remember when full-time employee, you come with benefit package, you come with all these things. When a contractor, sometimes they will contract you for 6 months at a time. Now, as a contractor, you have to know, say, listen, I have that job here for 6 months at a time. You know, my contract might not renew, so you have to keep that in your mind. But it might be easier to find a job as a contractor. My phone dying, so I don't want the live to end abruptly. I have no idea what my charger is, so I usually keep it right here, but it's not right here. These houses are made of exactly the house I'm are made of paper. One little breeze and them gone. A lot of them run to the US for minimum wage job. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. That's why a lot of them, all them I do up there are work and I go home, work and I go home, work and I go home. You say I will send you 2 YouTubers who specialize in helping people find jobs. Yes, send them to me and I will post them and make, because so many people have been reaching out to me and they want to move back to Jamaica. The only thing that's stopping them is the job. A joke, but it's serious. A lot of them also make out of paper. I'm not not sure you already covered this, but did you have to save up before coming? I did not have to save up in terms of like, save. All right, I'm gonna wrap up soon. This is the last question I'm gonna answer, and then I'm gonna wrap up. I would have lasted longer, but remember, someone just wake up from a nap, and then things like next. I'll do more lives often. So I can't promise when I'm gonna go live next, but I'll do more lives often to answer these kind of questions. But let me answer this last question about saving up, and then I'll schedule a live. If not, by the end of this week, definitely next week. So look out for that, and I'll schedule it so you guys have it ahead of time, so you guys know I'm coming live. But I didn't necessarily save up for my move to Jamaica. I already had savings, and I was already I don't live month to month. Like I live like 2 months out, you know. So I already knew, like, okay, all the money that I had, my lease was ending, and I had to re-sign a new lease. But like in my head, I was like, okay, instead of re-signing a new lease and paying that month, like my lease ended in June. So instead of re-signing a new lease and paying June's rent, I know I wouldn't have to pay that money. So like I already knew, like, okay, my income automatically will already cut, right? My expenses will automatically cut because I wouldn't have to be paying what I was paying for rent. And then I already knew, like, okay, if I'm going to move, I'm going to give up my car, so that means I won't have my car and I won't have my car insurance. So I already knew. So, you know, not necessarily like I had to save up money, but like I was thinking ahead, like, okay, I'm going to cut expenses, so I know, say, come June, so like I move in April, I know say April expenses was the same, May expenses was the same, but come June, that expense was going to be different. If that makes sense. If that, but, and then as I said, I had already had money saved up, and I already live a couple months out in, you know, with like income and stuff and expenses. But with that being said, go work for you. If, especially if you're moving with kids, definitely, you know, you want to have your 6 months, at least 6 months, get next money save up. You want to have your get next. That is another thing. I don't know if you were around when I was sharing the story about my housing situation. They kind of change, you know. Is a good thing. Me they have little money save. It's a good thing. Me have little money save up. We can talk about that in the next video, especially since my phone are dead. It's a good thing to have little money save up, okay? Or like I'm thinking ahead, save up, because my original plan wasn't to my expenses would have been significantly cheaper if my original my current expenses would have been significantly cheaper if my original plans didn't fall through. With it falling through, I had to take a step back, you know, move things around. But because I didn't have little money save up, and because I was already saying like, okay, I'm not gonna live month to month, I'm gonna be a couple months ahead, I was able to pivot and, you know, have some cushion. But that's our issue. We got our houses, but my husband needs a remote job so we can move back. And as I said, if anybody know Kuya, I hope I'm saying that right, has said that they'll leave resources in the comment section so people can check them out. As I said, I'll try to come live often, so if you have any questions, specific questions about, you know, the remote job situation seems to be the most common question. Every time I get an email, it's about finding jobs. So I don't mind coming live and sharing that. But as I said, big up on yourself. Thank you so much for hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button, watching the video, engaging in the video, reaching out to me, asking questions and then things there, helping to grow the channel. I know things like, you know, it means so much, because as I said, I'm just sharing my journey. I am just sharing my experience. Moved back to Jamaica, just sharing my experience. Was not expecting to hot up so much people's head by moving back home. But what we're going to do, there's bad mind everywhere, right? We just focus on the positive. I'm encouraging, if somebody showing appreciation in the land of their birth gets to you so much, look within. Like Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. And a lot of times they remove the chains from our hands and our feet, but it's still in our mind. Why are you so dedicated to other people, country? You know, why others are better? I don't want to make it a race thing. I not say, oh, white, because obviously, you know, you have all kind of Americans living in America. But the simple fact that, especially when you think about, oh, a comment that I get a lot will be like, oh, you know, oh, white man will treat you better. White, and I'm like, why are we thinking what? Why we think like that? Why we think white is right? Like, why we think white is better? And I mean, it's a deeper to be constantly thinking that foreign is better than your own home. And then, you know, we can even tie in colorism. There's so many things that we can tie into by having this hate towards your land, your home, your kind, your people. Like, I can understand that it's not perfect, and I can understand that you might have some experiences that cause that mindset, but it's like to understand that there are bad black people and there are bad black people, there are bad white people. There are also good black people and there are good white people, but to always hyper focus on the good of one side and to, you know, to hyper focus on the bad of one side. Anyways, y'all. Oh, you will be back, Island Pathway. You will be back. We as people are so brainwashed. It's not even funny. So brainwashed. The brainwashing goes so far. Anyways, yeah, good night. Good night. I'll sit on here and talk, you know. I'll see you guys in the next live stream. As I said, I promised to post it earlier to give a heads up when we're going live, so you guys can come with your questions and I'll sit and answer it. Kevin said I was just curious. Curious about what? Curious what? But anyways, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your night.